All right, time now for the predictions game. We have wrapped up the playoffs up in Darwin for the Australia Cup. We got 7 predictions in. We got a couple on the nose, a couple of stinkers. Jacob, we'll start with yours.
Yeah, so, I mean, obviously one of the big signings in the off-season was Hiroshi Basuki leaving the Reds, heading over to Western United, and then they didn't even start him. They didn't even start one of the best strikers in the league, so I was completely wrong. Starting off this season about as well as I started off last season, so, you know...
Well, to be fair, you weren't here at the start of last season.
Well, no, that's true.
So it is an improvement. I did think it was brave going with a particular player to score a goal. Because teams have been known to go light on in these cup games.
But, as we learned from last season, sometimes it's those ones that, you know, are the hardest to hit that pay off the best and that you have to do. You know, it came down to the final game and mine that was absolutely mental hits. But, you know, had I have done a couple more of those throughout the season, you know, maybe I'd have been able to topple you at the top. So,
setting the tone early.
That's right, that's right.
Well, we also had Christian.
Australia Cup predictions. I'm predicting a 0-0 draw for Perth and Brisbane, and for Brisbane to go through on penalties. That's my prediction.
Fair to say this was not quite on the money. 0-0 it was not.
Christian maintaining his last season form, carrying over to the new season. Probably not the form he wanted to carry over though.
100%.
Well, it's like I posted on Twitter this morning when he was talking about how he jinxed the Matildas or something, and I posted, when you're in a guessing something incorrectly competition and your opponent is Christian.
I saved that for future use. Yeah, I saw that.
That's going to get some work in the group chat.
Oh, that is brilliant. Okay, Christian rock bottom as well. The other whiff we had was from Chris, said Lockie Rose to score on his debut. Unlike Jacob, Lockie Rose did actually start and came somewhat close to scoring, but no goals for him either. Commendable from Ross here.
My prediction is David Drilick gets Perth Glory off to winning ways with a pretty convincing 3-0 victory over Brisbane Roar.
Now, if Perth win over Brisbane, he got right. He did go for an exact scoreline as well, so he loses points on accuracy. But he has got, the leveler. He's set at the standard with the win, but he has got some stiff competition. So Paletti.
I had both games to have at least 2 goals. We have seen teams, the small history of the playoffs, play some slightly weaker sides. So that's why I went a little bit low, but both games to have at least 2 goals.
Okay, very nice, which of course they did, so well done. Now, Will, you had all 4 teams to score, but you went for the multi, which is a popular move. It very rarely pays off. You had 1 game to go to extra time as well. How are you feeling about it?
Look, I always like to spice mine up with a little bit of something extra, and I start off with my real prediction, and then I kind of sprinkle some just extra tidbits on top. It didn't really work out for me last season. Hasn't really here, but I think getting the 4 teams to score is still somewhat impressive, I'd like to say. I think regardless of the result, I'm proud of the performance, and I'll hold my head high into next week.
Very good backpedaling. That is straight out of the predictions game textbook.
It is.
I've learned from you. I studied the tapes actually of you last season. It was a lot of talking after the fact of making the prediction was mostly irrelevant most weeks. It was all of the chat afterwards. That's what I've kind of been working on. So I don't want to reveal my, somebody's got a drone over me looking at my tactics coming into the season, but
yeah,
I'm going to work on the gamesmanship this year. That's where
I want a talking tactics piece from Will about our predictions game.
And I'm sure I'll get at least a point here. I think the boys deserve it, and left our heart out there.
He's come to play this year, hasn't he? He hit the training punch early.
I want to give him 3 points just for this.
Oh, jeez. Okay, it's working. Oh, God, this is bad. Well, I mean, I'm going to pitch my case because, as we've just established, it's all about how you sell yourself. And I altered Christian's prediction, and I said there will be at least 4 goals in the Brisbane versus Perth game. Now, my argument will be Paletti and I are the only people to get their predictions exactly on the money. So you got to consider accuracy first of all. Paletti and I are 100%. But the question, I guess, I'll ask Jacob because Will is partial on this one, and this is all the fun of it.
And you think I'm impartial after last season?
You reckon?
That's what I'm asking you.
I think, look, it was a deserved victory. I have the starts in my name as the inaugural season winner. So I think you should all just sit back and take notes. If
Wow. You're not here to make friends, are you?
No, I'm here for trophies, brother. That's all I need. I'm the only one with a cabinet that's full at the moment, so I mean, Lee and I are walking in with a 100% correct prediction. So I guess what's more impressive to you, is it the fact that Paletti has said both games to have 2 or more goals, or that I'm cramming those 4 goals into just one game with my prediction?
I don't know. To me, they're almost kind of the same prediction in a way. Like, obviously they're not, but it's like, I don't know which one's more difficult. Is that you're getting both games, but it's only 2 goals, and they did score 5 in one and 6 in the other. So a little bit off there, Paletti, but you did get it right. Lockie closer to the overall score, still not perfect, but it's only the 1 game, not the 2. And I'm just trying to think back to last season as to what we gave precedent to in terms of, is it getting...
It's a new season, it's a new year.
Getting things in... It's a chance to set a new precedent, is that?
Yeah.
See, last year the precedent was giving Lockie votes, and I'm really afraid that's going to flip on its head this year.
Yeah.
Over 3, I'd give it to Paletti, but I think just the 2 is kind of just a little bit lower bar for me. That's my take, Jacob. I don't know if you want to then oppose that, but I think the 4 goals in one game is just edges it. I'm sorry, Paletti. I know you're a big fan of my team, and you know what I'm bringing this season, and you know the football I'd like to play. But yeah, Lockie just edges it for me. This one, look, I'll get you in the next one, right? I'll remember.
This is the thing, like, because I hate Lockie in the predictions game because he did it last season, and Paletti and I had a good partnership towards the end there, where we were giving each other votes and vouching for each other to try and topple Lockie. But I do have to agree in that I do think that Lockie's is just a little bit more difficult to hit than 2 goals over both games, I guess. Sorry, Paletti, don't hold it against me.
You know what we should do? You know how in chess, if like players know that they're going to lose, they'll like put their king over, they'll forfeit. I think we should establish a courtesy among the group in the predictions game, that if you kind of feel like your argument is lacking a little bit, you just give out the votes. Paletti, are you willing to do that in this case?
No, because I think... No. I explained my reasoning earlier as to why I shot a little bit low. There was that potential for these games to peter out. Hindsight's a wonderful thing, and we can only go based on what the results say in terms of our analysis here right now. But I think putting the multiplier of 2 games in the equation should hold a little bit more weight than having the 1.
Paletti, your argument can be flipped. I think putting all your eggs in one basket like Lockie did is riskier, and the fact that you both were correct, he, in my mind, took the riskier move. And I think yours could have paid off, you know, in one game and then been half correct, and then you could have, you know, leveraged yourself for maybe 1 point. So I do think Lockie's was slightly riskier and then takes the cake.
I'll also add...
Okay, I'm going to give 1 point to Ross.
The historical head-to-head of Brisbane and Perth Glory. Here we go. In the last 4 games before this cup match, only one of them had more than 4 goals. So I mean, it's an ambitious one anyway to call more than 4 goals in this fixture. So with that in mind as well, I'm even
different
more...
competitions, different rules, different structures.
All right, let's move on. The 3 votes is going to myself, 2 to Paletti, so you're on the board. Don't worry about it. But the 1 vote is tricky here as well, because we have Will, all 4 teams to score. We didn't get the extra time. And then we have Ross, who said that Perth Glory would win and get a 3-0. Now, I'm going to kick it off. I'm not going to say who I prefer, but this is Perth Glory's first cup victory since, 2016?
Yeah, it's been a long
Yes,
time.
it was almost 8 years to the day.
To predict Perth Glory to win in the cup, I think that's a pretty bold move, first off.
And to almost get the difference as well correct. Like, it's
Can I
1
undo my
goal off
vote?
there.
No, come on. Okay, yeah, you got to take it for what we did get correct. So Perth to win, which one's more impressive? Perth to win or all 4 to score? Look, if you want to do the maths and chuck it through Sportsbet, mine would have been paying more. I can guarantee you that.
Okay,
All
but
teams
in
score.
your own argument, you just said putting all your eggs in one basket is riskier than spreading it out.
That's true. You did just say that.
Yeah, I did, but that was with a goal shout of specific goals. I think just saying 1 team to win out of that's not a really risky kind of thing. All 4 teams to score is riskier than one team to win.
But it's not just one team to win. It's one team to win with a specific scoreline.
Yeah, but he got that wrong. He got that part wrong.
I also think that getting an exact scoreline is much harder than predicting a game to go to extra time. The second layer.
We were both wrong, so you can't even think about the second tidbits to our statement. They were both wrong in an equal fashion. They were equally wrong, in a way.
Do you reckon? I don't know.
Well, it's either right or wrong in my eyes. It's very binary.
Well, he's saying that because then you look at just the front end, and Will's 100% correct, and Ross is like 80% correct.
Paletti, what are you saying?
See,
yes, I'm gonna flip a coin. So heads is
I think we go.
Piece.
I think we
so
go
tails
with
is
fate
Ross. Heads is Will.
Because I really like Ross's prediction, and I really like Will's as well. So I'm really torn on this one.
Okay, so we can all see the coin.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the coin. It's there we go. It's up.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna lift it.
What?
Up.
What?
It's tails. Who did they say was tails?
It's Ross.
I'm
Ross
gonna
gets
get
a vote.
There we go.
My team withdraws from the competition. They will be forfeiting and boycotting all future games.
Will,
Just
all
so
I'll
you
say
know,
is,
like the
welcome.
AFC, we have very strict withdrawal penalties.
Okay,
Yeah.
I take that back. No
Welcome to the
financial.
predictions game, Will. This is what it's like. It's a gauntlet. So
I thought I had it.
prepare for
I did leave it up to fate. I tossed the coin. It wasn't a double-sided coin.
That's fair.
I did it as fair as I could because I couldn't split
That's
it.
fair.
say as well.
Losing 1 point in this due to a coin flip is better than losing a Euro final. So that's fine. I'll
What? Where is that
Oh,
going?
we're just getting warmed up here, aren't we?
Yo, I love it. This is brilliant.
Oh dear, oh dear. Okay, well there is the leaderboard for the pre-season tournament with the Australia Cup. We now have the round of 32 to deal with. What we're going to do is we're going to break this up into the first week and second week because we do have a little bit of time in between. So Paletti, why don't you lead us off? What is your prediction?
Because we have an all A-Leagues contest, that automatically means that one of the A-League sides is going to be knocked out. So, keeping in mind that I already have to have a 1-game buffer in there by default, at least 2 A-League sides will be knocked out. One of them will be knocked out in regulation time. One of them will be knocked out in extra time. I think that's a fair prediction to make.
Right.
So, at least 2 A-League sides will be knocked out. 1 in normal time, 1 in extra time. Clarification, extra time includes penalties. So extra time or penalties.
Okay.
It's after the 90 minutes is completed.
Good thing you got that in because
Yeah.
we're famously litigious about these clarifications.
Yes, I know. We have a lawyer on the call right now.
All right, let's head to Christian next.
O'Connor Knights are going to cause the cup set against MacArthur. They're playing at home, so whether it's normal time, extra time, or penalties, I'm going to go with the upset there.
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly the precedent here. They did go out in the round of 32 last year to Campbelltown City, who were also coincidentally in action on Tuesday night. There are some key players missing due to circumstances beyond MacArthur's control. So it's going to be interesting to see.
It's a very interesting wording because those issues refer to famously people trying to bring things into their control that shouldn't be. But we'll see how that plays out. Jacob, let's go to you. What's your prediction?
Mine is going to be about number of goals, at least 30 across the 9 fixtures.
Okay.
So that comes out to 3 1/3 goals a game on average. I'm not doing it on the average though. I'm saying there's going to be 30 goals across the set of fixtures, if that makes sense.
That's
I'm not-
that's bold, I think.
It's not like Paletti's last one where it was like it's 2 in each game. It's 30 across the whole lot because I think that there could be some that are high scoring and I think there could be some that are lower scoring.
Boxing Day 1955, right? Was that the year wrong? That's the high scoring.
No, it was 1965, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, 66. It was
There we
66.
go, yeah. That's what Jacob's predicting here.
Yeah.
Very nice. All right, well, I'll go next, and there is a little bit of theme of giant killings in here. I'm going the other way around. I'm saying that Sydney FC are going to go to the home of the Oakley Cannons and get revenge for their Australia Cup exit a couple of years ago and win by at least a 3-goal margin as well. So Sydney FC putting the Cannons to the sword. That's my pick. Will, where are you going?
I'm going to go 2 of my MPL New South Wales favourites over the years. I'm going to go either Mitch Malia or Alec Urasevsky to score, and they're both against A-League opposition. So
Yeah.
it is a or it's either or score. But big shout if it comes off, and I'm going to go for it.
So if both score, you get 0. Because it's an or, not an and.
And or. I update mine. And or.
Okay, but you're going to lose points on...
God.
rating.
Yeah, if only one of them scores, you're going to lose points. If both of them score, you're going to lose points. It's a cursed system.
So you choose the more difficult one, or do you try and secure yourself?
I hate this game. No, I want to... Oh, God. Don't play this with a lawyer. This is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm going to go or. I don't think both of that. Or.
Okay, I love this. I
that's
can't
fair.
wait till they
I can't believe you'll hold me up on that, because I'm going to argue the hell out of that if it does happen.
I
If
know
both
you
of
are.
them score.
All right, finally, let's hear from Ross.
My prediction is one of the A-League men's side loses to an NPL Victoria side, and I'm going to go with Oakley Cannons beats Sydney FC.
So he's going against you directly head
He
to
is
head.
directly going against me.
I like
Okay,
that.
so that's going to be an either or, not an and. We'll see how that checks out. We haven't heard from Chris McPherson yet. Unlucky Chris, you're going to get any votes this round. But that's the beauty, Sometimes, Christian Montigan has a couple of bad weeks, feels like he just needs to sit out a little while. It doesn't hurt him because he's not getting any votes anyway, and then he can come back here and reset, rejuvenate, and get back on the track. But I'm loving the way this has started, Will. It's going to be great here.
You got to mount a challenge, and I feel like my first full season in the league, it's going to be a big one, and got some fitness in the legs now, so we look forward to the next one.
Love it. All right, pre-season is building. We'll see you next week for the next episode of the Predictions Game. See ya.